Welcome to this guided mindfulness session. I'm Curt Woolford, mindfulness consultant, trainer, and coach. I specialize in mindfulness in healthcare for both patients and providers. I am honored to be partnering with Unbound Medicine for this mindfulness series for nurse educators and students. Today's session, Taming Anxiety with Science-Based Mindfulness Strategies, How Changing Your Mind Changes Your Brain. We'll be working with two practices today. Take approximately 10 minutes, mindful breathing and present moment awareness, fabulous techniques to reduce anxiety. Let's begin with a dive into the heart of mindfulness. What is mindfulness? So if you look at the cartoon, this really captures it. So the human on the left, the mind is full of the past and the present and concerns and to-do lists, and the dog absolutely present, very mindful. So mindful orientation as we practice. It also increases awareness. It reduces stress reactivity, very helpful for reducing anxiety, and it changes brain structure. This is neuroplasticity. So we'll begin with our exploration of taming anxiety by finding the eye of the storm. So anxiety can sometimes feel a bit like a storm. I had a meditation shortly after the quarantine began. And in that meditation, as I was struggling with anxiety, I had this image in my mind. It's like, this is a bit like a storm. And at the center of these storms, there is incredible calm. So with these practices, we can find our way more and more towards a place of calm deep within us. Viktor Frankl, an Auschwitz survivor, came up with incredible wisdom as he dealt with his personal suffering and struggles at Auschwitz. Between stimulus and response, there was a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Mindfulness will help us find that space. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. Mindfulness helps us focus on the present moment, the very minute moment that might be in between the moments of anxiety that we're experiencing. In that space is our power to choose our response. We can learn with mindfulness to be less reactive to stressors and less caught up in anxiety. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. These mindfulness practices are very empowering. So let's start with the power of the breath. And all of these practices help to reduce anxiety. So find a comfortable seated position. You could also do this lying down. You can even do it standing on the job. But you're bringing awareness to the breath in the belly. So you may want to soften your gaze if that's available to you now. And a hand or two low in the belly, near the navel, perhaps a bit below it. So a natural breath is diaphragmatic. It's deep in the belly. It's relaxed. It's a bit like the breath that finds us when we begin to fall asleep. So you can experiment tonight when you crawl into bed. Before you drift off to sleep, notice the breath that finds you. It's relaxed. It's deep in the belly. There may be a bit more sound as well. This simple practice will reduce anxiety because it doesn't take much anxiety to make the breath more shallow. And shallow breathing just kind of perpetuates an anxious state. So turn towards your breath frequently throughout the day and just notice, is my breath relaxed in my belly? If it's not, just breathe deliberately. Take the breath a little deeper into the lungs. Notice the rise and fall of the belly as you breathe. So I'll stop talking just for a moment. Just give you a chance to experience this and practice this on your own. Just feel the breath deep in the belly. And let's add a little twist to this practice with side breaths. So the first thing I want you to do is you can breathe in and out through the nose initially, just to slow down the exhale. So we're going to count to 2 on the inhale, count to about 4 on the exhale. Eyes can be open for this, or you can soften your gaze. Inhale 2, exhale 4. And then let's continue by exhaling through the mouth with a little sound, as if you're making a sigh. Practicing in a way that's appropriate and comfortable for you. Maybe increasing the count to 3 and 6. And as you continue to sigh, just notice any shifts in how you feel. How you feel physically, how you feel mentally and emotionally. This simple practice stimulates the relaxation response in the body. And with practice and with doing more and more side breaths, if you have a minute or two to practice this, you'll feel more and more relaxed. So on the job, you can do this in stealth mode, in and out through the nose without making the sigh breath sound, but just simply slowing down the exhale will begin to tap into the relaxation response and will help to moderate the anxiety that we're all feeling during this challenging time. Just opening your eyes if they're closed. And we'll move on to another practice called awareness of the breath. Awareness of the breath, the foundational practice in mindfulness. So soften your gaze if you'd like, or it could be an eye-open practice. And we want to turn our attention towards sensations of breath. We'll just get curious, like feeling them all at first. Sensations of the breath at the nostrils, at the throat, rise and fall of chest and belly. Just noticing what you feel. And then choose a sensation that stands out for you. The one you feel the most. And invite your attention to rest there. And then the mind will wander. It will wander away from its attention on the breath. It will find the past and the future. It will find its concerns and to-do lists. That's what the mind does. And as soon as you notice that, bring your attention back to your chosen sensation of breath again. And the mind's going to wander again, sometimes frequently, and that's okay. We don't resist the wandering mind, we don't judge it, we just keep bringing our attention back, finding the present moments again and again. Cultivating awareness. Where is my attention in this moment? Is it on the breath, in my body's natural presence? Is my attention caught in thinking mind or the emotional mind? As soon as you notice, just bring your attention back to sensation of breath again. Each time you return, you're sharpening the skill of present moment awareness. You're actually changing brain structure little by little. This is neuroplasticity, changing the brain to be more oriented towards the present moment, less caught up in thoughts, and less caught up in the emotional mind. So I'll stop talking for a moment and just practice on your own without effort. Where's my attention? It's on sensation of breath. Oh, there's my attention wandering. I'm thinking or I'm caught in an emotional sensation. And just bring your attention back again and again. And let's prepare to end this practice. So any one of these breath techniques you can use in an informal way, spontaneously throughout the day. Just taking brief moments to turn towards belly breathing, or brief moments of sigh breaths, or brief moments of awareness of breath, redirecting attention into the breath. You can also do this in a more formal practice, sitting and taking several minutes or more. You can also do this lying down when you get into bed at night. So let's move on to another practice. This will also help us tame our anxiety by focusing more on the present moment. So this is an affirmation that we'll repeat over and over to ourselves. And very, very simple. May I be present, right here, right now, just this. Now what makes this affirmation effective is feeling the meaning of each statement. So may I be present. So feeling present. So even if you're not feeling present right now, perhaps remembering a time where you were extraordinarily present. The sunset effect or the sunrise effect is very captivating, and we're very naturally present with something beautiful like that. So perhaps remembering that, or another time that comes to mind. May I be present. There's a felt sense in the body of being extraordinarily present. And then right here, when you're viewing that sunrise or sunset, you're just right here, you're right there, right now. And just this, just the sunrise, just the sunset, just this present moment. So let's go through them again together, and then I'll give you a chance to practice on your own. Soften your gaze if you'd like, or close your eyes. May I be present. Feel that. If it's not a felt sense you can experience right now, remember it. from the equivalent of a sunrise or sunset experience. And right here, just inviting yourself to be fully present in this moment, or supporting your ability to be more present with remembering the sunrise or sunset or equivalent right now, and just this. So say the phrases once more, and then you're on your own. May I be present right here, right now, just this. And take a moment to practice on your own. Continue to practice on your own for a moment, finding the eye of the storm. And let's prepare to end this practice, opening your eyes if they're closed. And like all these practices, this can be done throughout the day spontaneously in a very brief way. It can also be done in a more formal way in a seated meditation practice, or as you crawl into bed at night. Great time to practice. So thank you for joining me for this mindfulness session. For more information about Unbound Medicine resources and initiatives, email us at wellness@unboundmedicine.com.